Now, we know the financing situation. Now we just have to learn those 4 key elements of every deal that involve payment terms: the price, the monthly, the duration, and if there's going to be a down payment or not. And if there is, how close to zero can we get? All of these elements are learned by simply asking questions and using something I call the negotiation cascade. But to understand the negotiation cascade is that they're negotiating against themselves and not through offers and counteroffers from us, okay? So the negotiation cascade is used on every single one of those elements. But you have to use some common sense here, right? You don't take them through every single line of the cascade if people start getting irritated, or it's clear that they're at their bottom, right? Their bottom line. So you have to understand you have to be able to feel out when a seller might start to get annoyed. You don't have to get through the whole cascade. We just want to press a little bit to see if we can get their best internally negotiated offer, okay? So here's the way it goes down. First, we're going to get their best price offer. Hey, you mentioned 300 was as low as you would go when I was talking about coming in here before. I just, I want to go back to that discussion with you. Look, is that the best that you can do on this? Come on, you can do a little bit better than that, can't you? Oh, 295. Well, you're headed in the right direction. Tell me, what would be your next choice after that? 295 is it? So you're saying if I don't pay you every cent at 295, it's no deal? Even $100 less, 294.9, no deal? Okay, so we'll mark down 295 is as low as you're going to go. Okay, we got price. We mark that down on a notepad or something, right? What's the next thing? The next thing we need to learn is monthly payment. So I might be okay with that provided the mortgage situation is okay. You got the house free and clear? No, there's a mortgage on it. Okay, what's the balance? What's the payment? If they object, you go use that script that I just did. If you get the information, it's going to depend if it's free and clear or if it's mortgage. If the house does have a mortgage, we say this: hey, so we don't want you to have to come out of pocket at all on this. That's one of the nice things. We cover everything for you. Everything. Your principal, your interest, taxes, insurance, HOA. We'll pay all of that and you pay nothing. Okay, so the monthly payment, as long as we cover that, you're good, right? No, I got to have more. Negotiation cascade. Well, what's the lowest you can go? You can do a little better. Head in the right direction. What would be your next choice? You're saying if I don't give you all that, you won't do the deal. Okay, we use that there. Now let's say the house is free and clear. Oh, you got the house free and clear. Okay, great. No, that actually makes it so much quicker to get you cashed out, and we both want that to happen rapidly. So a low monthly payment on this, which we have to talk about, is going to be extremely helpful. So what we do in cases where the house is free and clear, if we make sure you're covered, you don't got to come out of pocket with anything. We're going to pay your taxes. We're going to pay your insurance. If there's an HOA, we'll pay all that. All your expenses are covered while we work to get us all cashed out on this deal. So tell me what all that adds up to each month. Okay, so it adds up to that amount. Great. So I'm going to put that in as the monthly payment, and we'll cover that monthly until we get you paid off in full as soon as possible. That makes sense, doesn't it? No, hell no, man. I could rent it for twice that. You could? Well, what's the best you could do then on a monthly payment? You can go a little lower than that, can't you? Head in the right direction. What's your next choice? You're telling me if I don't give you all of that, it's no deal? You guys getting the feel for this here? We're learning what they can do with questions. We are helping them construct an offer. We aren't really countering them. Okay, so we don't fight them. So now we got their price, we got their monthly payment, whatever it is, right? Now we need to learn how long. Okay, so I got your price, got your monthly payment, a couple more things that I'm sure you're going to appreciate. Now, the attorney and the title company, they're going to be giving you paperwork showing how we pay you so that you're protected. Okay, this is all done through professionals in a regulated fashion. Now, if the house is mortgaged, guys, scales, what we do is we say this. So for simplicity, we make the paperwork that's there to show you how you get paid and how you're protected. We make it match the existing term that remains on the loan, whatever that is. Okay? Are you good with us doing that? No, man, I got that loan only 2 years ago. I got 28 years left on that. I can't be giving you 28 years to pay this thing off. Now, there's a way we handle that in the objection handling, which we'll go through later. But ultimately, it comes down to, okay, well, what is the most amount of time you can give us? 2 years, you got to be paid off in 2 years? Is that the best you can do? You could go 3? Well, you're heading in the right direction. What's your next choice? You wouldn't do more than 5? You're just telling me if I don't pay this off in 5 years, period, it's no deal? Okay, you getting the point? You getting the point? Okay, so we'll work that out. Now, if the house is free and clear, it's, hey, a couple more things I'm sure you'll appreciate. So we got an attorney, title company that's going to give you paperwork showing how we pay you so that you're protected. You have collateral. Now, since you have the house free and clear, for simplicity, what we do is we're just going to make this paperwork actually be the same as 90% of new notes and mortgage, because I'm going to give you a promissory note and a mortgage so that you're protected. And we just base it off the most traditional structure, which is a 30-year fix. You see that on the news all the time. You're good with that, aren't you? Hell no, I'm not giving you 30 years on this. Okay, well, how long can you go? Take them through the cascade. Believe it or not, some people aren't going to call you an MFer, and they're going to be like, cool, okay? And that's how you get your duration. All we're doing is getting them to tell us what they're going to do. We're not going to fight them. We're going to acquiesce. We just want to get them to sign off on the offer that they're making us. Now, guys, the most critical piece is this piece right here. This is where you make your upfront payday. The difference between what you're going to have coming in from your buyer and what you have to give the seller upfront. This is where you make your money. You get good at this, you're going to make a lot of money in this business. So the second best way of handling this is the way I was taught to do it, and the way Ron LeGrand still teaches this today. It's the second best. I say by far the second best, like way down. The difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. No offense, Joel. Then you got first place Jordan, and then maybe you have LeBron way down here, right? Feel free to argue with me on that. You're wrong. All right. Of course, you're almost old enough to remember how good Jordan was. So anyway, Vincent probably knows what I'm talking about. He's a good basketball player himself. I've seen him work the ball around a little bit. All right. So guys, this is really important. Okay. I shouldn't be talking about basketball here. We're going to get their offer with respect to down payment, not by doing it the second best way. The second best way is this. So we usually buy with nothing down, okay? And then you shut the hell up. A lot of people, believe it or not, will say, okay, yeah, I understand as long as I get my price. Most people will be like, no, I need a down payment, which is why I don't like to mention the word down payment, because when people hear down payment, they immediately think they are entitled to a down payment. And the price doesn't change whether there's a down or not. So there's a better way of handling it. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting $300,000, particularly if you're going to be paid off in 2-3 years, if you're getting $300,000 for the house, whether I give you 30 now and 270 later, it doesn't change the price. So I'm not ripping you off in any kind of way here. You're getting 300. It's just the deal doesn't make sense for me if I've got to pay too much of it right now. And here's why. Okay, so here's the way this goes, okay? So we got our metrics of price. We've got our metric of monthly. We've got our metric of duration. Now we're going to say, well, good. So that's pretty much it. I want you to know that I'm going to have to invest a lot of money up front in this house, because remember, I'm going to pay your closing costs and I'm paying my closing costs. That's thousands of dollars. Also, I usually stage these houses or spruce them up. The house is in great condition, but I usually make it generically perfect and spruced up so that I can attract the best buyer, for when I sell it. So I'm going to have to spend money on that. Okay. And then also, because I'm not going to just take the first person who wants the house, I want to get the person I can get financed the easiest. I'm probably going to be making a couple payments to you before I even have the ideal person in the house that gets us cashed out. So the proposition for me on this deal is I got a hell of a lot of money up front on this thing. A hell of a lot of money is going into this, a hell of a lot of skin in the game. So I want you to understand that up front. Now, what that means for you is that $300,000 price. The first time you're going to see any money from me is that monthly payment that I'm making you, okay? So the first time you get money from me is the monthly payment. Whenever we agree that begins, that's when you're going to start getting money from me until we have it paid off in full. So I'm sure you're good with me doing all that for you, aren't you? No, hell no, man. I got to get a down payment on this. We didn't talk about that. How much you going to put down on this thing? I need money to move, man. You do? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you tell me, how close to zero can you get? Doesn't change the price at all. I got to get at least 30 grand. Is that the best you can do? You do a little better than that, can't you? Oh, 29? Well, you're heading in the right direction. What's your next choice? Guys, you get in the feel. We go to the negotiation cascade when they don't take what we initially say in here. That is how you're going to get really low down payments. Okay. Now, with that, you've got their offer. You didn't counter it. You may not even like it yet, but let's still put them to the test. We've got a price. We've got a monthly. We've got a duration. We've got a down. I'm going to send them the paperwork and find out what they're made of.